What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'll go my AEW Dynamite review on how it's so. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube. Follow my social media on my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. Now let's get started. Now AEW Dynamite, it was a good show, and that's all I gotta say. It was just a good show. It says we opened the show with the Young Bucks being taken out in the ambulance earlier today for an unexpected reason, with Hangman Page riding along, leaving Kenny Omega behind before going to the commentary station to discuss what happened before Orange Cassidy music hits and brings the AEW International Championship out to the ring for our opening contest. This is followed by the arrival of Darby Allin and then the man they call Tony Schiavone, Sting. Out next is the trio. It's the trio of Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade. While we get an insight on how we got to this match before it gets underway. Okay, so we get the trios match. Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade versus Darby Allin, Sting, and AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy. Now I must say this match was this tag team match was okay for what it was. It was just okay for what it was. We started things off with Kip Sabian and Orange Cassidy as the crowd shows their love for the champ. The pair exchange holds before Orange Cassidy catches Kip Sabian with an arm drag. Kip tries to mock the champ after this, but gets one up by Orange Cassidy, who hits who hits a hand in pockets dropkick before kipping up. Kip Sabian makes the tag to the Butcher, who calls for Sting to tag in, and the champ makes a tag with the icon, showing no fear against the Big Butcher, even after a couple forearm strikes. Sting, Sting fighting back with some right hands before Butcher sends him to the corner, taking a bite out of the head before finally backing off. He steps over the opposite corner looking for a corner splash, but Sting catches him off guard and hits a stinger splash of his own. Butcher avoiding disaster after this, making the tag to the Blade, which quickly takes to tagging in Kip Sabian as chaos ensures. Kip Sabian seems to be looking for a diving attack, but Sting rolls away twice, making a tag to Darby Allin, who ends up catching Kip Sabian with a code red for a near fall. Penelope Ford hops on the apron, allowing Blade to interfere, giving Kip Sabian an advantage as we go to picture in picture. Excuse me. So we go to picture in picture. The Butcher and the Blade go on the offense, double teaming Darby Allin before bringing Kip Sabian back into the fray as they keep him away from making a tag. The Blade tags in and continues the attack on the champ before getting a near fall. He tags in Butcher, who really shows his power on display with a modified cloverleaf on the former TNT champion, who is struggling as he reaches for Sting, only to get powerbomb for Butcher to get a near fall as we return. Excuse me. Tag to Kip Sabian now, but Darby Allin clears the apron before crawling towards his corner, only to be stopped by Kip Sabian as Butcher knocks Sting off the apron. Orange Cassidy ends up getting the tag instead and hits a fury of offense on Kip Sabian into a big tornado DDT. Butcher runs in for the save, and the Blade runs in as well, but Kip Sabian only gets a near fall off this. Kip Sabian mocks the champ after this, but Sting gets the tag behind his back. Sting confused Kip Sabian at first with the dangerous kicks before laying it in. stop, stopping the Butcher before locking in the Scorpion Deathlock. A beat down from the Butcher and the Blade is the only thing to break the hold, but Darby Allin makes the save, fighting both of them off as best he can before hitting a coffin drop to clear them out off the ring. Kip Sabian knocks Darby Allin for a loop and ducks an orange punch, only to get dropped with a Scorpion Death Drop. As Darby Allin clears the outside and Sting gets the pin in the win. The winner of the match, Darby Allin, Sting, and the AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy. This tag team match was it was fun to. This match was was okay for what it was. Yeah. Anyway, the trio celebrates as Darby Allin has his focus on Double or Nothing and his hunt for the AEW World Championship. All right, so we get a video package, the pillars and the situation with the AEW World Champion. It says later tonight is Kenny Omega taking on El Hijo Del Vikingo. But up next is the AEW World Tag Team Championship. So we go to commercial break. A video package hype for Kenny Omega versus El Hijo Del Vikingo. Okay, we're back at ringside for our next contest as the challengers Top Flight make their way out to the ring, followed by the champions, the Guns. The bell rings and this match is underway. Okay, so we get AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Top Flight versus AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Guns. And was this match right here was quick. This was a quick tag team match. We start off with Dante and Austin, the latter getting overwhelmed by Dante's high flying before things break down early on. A distraction gives Colton a chance to hang Dante up on the top rope, giving the champ an advantage as we go into picture in picture. We come back from picture in picture. The champs continue to take advantage of the situation as they beat down on Dante, keeping him away from making a tag. Colton makes the tag and hits a suplex for a near fall, but quickly tags Austin back in to stay on the attack. Austin wears Darius down for Austin wears Darius down some more, but before tagging in Colton, but a double team still only gives the champs a near fall. Austin continues the assault as he whips Dante into the corner, but Dante escapes him only to get dropped with a double back suplex as we come back. Hot tag to Darius, who unloads on the champs call Illumination and communicating in insecurity, a German suplex, and a standing Spanish fly that gives Darius a near fall. Tag back, tag back to Dante, but Colton hits a crossbody on Darius as Dante drops Austin for a near fall. Things break down again just as the Kingdom rush down to beat up Darius, giving the champs an opening to hit the 310 to Yuma on Dante before the pin and the win to retain. The winner, the winner is still your AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Guns. Okay, now that match was that was a quick tag team match. The champ doesn't get much time to celebrate before FTR come out to demand their shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The Guns refuse to give them this title shot, saying there's nothing they can offer. They can change their minds. The offer escalates from never challenge the Guns for the titles to breaking up as a tag team and settles on leaving AEW forever. And that gets the deal accepted by the champs who split in FTR space before hightailing it out of the ring. I got FTR winning next week. And that's all I gotta say. I don't want to see FTR leave AEW. That's all I gotta say. So I got MTR winning next week. All right, let me continue. Video package. Taya Valkyrie AEW debut on Rampage. Okay, backstage, Jay Cargill addressed Taya before having Mike Shine talk about the C's and this is regarding the use of Jay's finisher. A challenge is laid out off the back of this before we head back to ringside for the next match. Stokely halfway comes out to the ring with a firm before FTW champion Hook arrives. But Stokely halfway attempts to announce his retirement, saying he wasn't medically cleared. He hands the note to Justin Roberts to announce this, but Justin Roberts says it's a receipt from Wingstop. With that, the bell rings, and this no DQ match is on the way. So we get a no disqualification match: Stokely Halfway versus FTW champion Hook. This match was quick. Stokely halfway hightails it out. Stokely halfway hightails it out of the ring, trying to escape the crowd. But Hook cuts him off and brings him back to ringside before hitting a back body drop on the floor. Hook grabs a guardrail from under the ring as we go backstage to see the firm watching on talking about what they didn't teach Stokely Halfway to handle before. Stokely Halfway grabs a fire extinguisher and cools down the champ. Stokely Halfway grabs a chair from under the ring, quoting Tupac before entering to hit Hook, who stops him hitting Stokely Halfway on the back with the chair instead. Hook stays on the attack with more chair shots before hitting a belly to belly suplex onto the guardrail before going for a pin on Stokely Hathaway, only to turn it into a rare dome that forced the ref to call for the bell. The winner by submission, Hook. Now this match was quick. Hook celebrates as we see the firm arguing backstage before we get a rundown of what's to come tonight. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial, Adam Cole makes his way to the ring to speak to the crowd ahead of his in-ring return. So we get a promo of Adam Cole speaks. This was a good promo by Adam Cole. Um, Adam Cole talks about feeling ready to get back to doing what he loves, which is wrestling for AEW. Everyone has a lot of questions, the bigger one being who is Adam Cole's opponent on March 29th. Adam Cole starts to answer, but is cut off by the music of Daniel Garcia, who asks who's ready for story time with Daniel Garcia, baby. Daniel Garcia talk about becoming a real veteran of the ring and ring a locker room leader, and it's his duty to welcome Adam Cole back and to put him in his place. Daniel Garcia updates on Adam Cole on what he's been up to while Adam Cole has been playing stupid games on Twitch, running down the names of people he beat. Daniel Garcia says he's been proving himself as one of the best pro wrestler, sports entertainer out there, asking what Adam Cole's been doing. Adam Cole retorts saying that the Jericho Appreciation Society has given Daniel Garcia a false sense of security and confidence, and that he is still Adam Cole, baby. Fought and beaten some of the very best. He's been hoping for a second chance, and he thinks he's found it in Daniel Garcia. Adam Cole lays out the challenge Daniel Garcia for next week, and that's Daniel Garcia knows what he's in for. Um, this ends with a stare down between the two men before we go backstage, where Marvez tries to get a word from Kenny Omega and Don Callis about the situation with the Young Bucks. Don Callis assures Kenny Omega that everything will be fine, hyping up the dream match to get Marvez out of there before we head to the ringside for our next match. But that was a good promo by Adam Cole. I enjoyed that promo. Okay, let's move on. John Moxley makes his way to the ring, followed by Grayson, who goes right after John Moxley as this match gets on the way. So we get John Moxley versus STU Grayson. Now this was a decent match. Yeah, this was decent. This was a decent match. STU Grayson and John Moxley and chops on each other in the corner. Very physical situation to start the match off as John Moxley draws STU Grayson down with a side headlock takeover. John Moxley goes for a cover, but only gets a couple near falls in the process before Grayson gets back to his feet, I'm not standing, sending John Moxley to the ropes, but John Moxley drops SU Grayson down before leaving the ring. SU Grayson follows him, sending John Moxley back in the ring before hitting a Hurricanrana and sends John Moxley to the corner after with some chops. John Moxley turns things around, hitting a Sato suplex that ends up sending SU Grayson to the outside before knocking him off the apron into the barricade as we go to picture in picture. We come back from picture in picture. John Moxley stays on the attack, wearing STU Grayson down before locking in a submission hold, only for STU Grayson to fight out and force a rope break. SU Grayson starts fighting back, but it gets turned around on him as John Moxley hits a modified neck breaker. John Moxley continues to wear SU Grayson down, but only gets a near fall after a God style pile driver as we come back. Dark Order on the outside as reeling STU Grayson back into this as John Moxley stays on the attack with some hard kicks. SU Grayson finally fights back with a elbow strike and drops John Moxley to the canvas before hitting some more elbows. SU Grayson with a corkscrew springboard and senton, but that only gets a near fall as SU Grayson gets to the ropes. Yuta tries to interfere, but they get cut off by Dark Order as SU Grayson drops onto them instead. This gives John Moxley an opening as he brings SU Grayson in hard back to the ring. John Moxley takes a rope to the face before SU Grayson hits a 450, but still just gets a near fall. SU Grayson is looking for the nightfall, but it gets reversed into a choke by John Moxley, who we just after some knee strikes. But SU Grayson is on his feet. SU Grayson, however, is spading, only to fight it off of it, dropping John Moxley with a cannonball into the corner. Paragon shift is reversed and counter forcing John Moxley to drop after a kick by SU Grayson, who climbed the turnbuckle, only for John Moxley to intercept, breaking his back before hitting in Avalanche Death Rider for the pin and the win. The winner of the match, John Moxley. That was a decent match. John Moxley celebrates briefly before the Blackpool Combat Club lead through the crowd as we go backstage, where Ricky starts to address Juice Robinson's recent attacks before giving an opening challenge to the Bullet Club member for Rampage. Okay, let's move on. So we go to commercial break. We come back from commercial break for a new QTV segment featuring Ray Phoenix getting beaten up by Powerhouse Hobbs, along with calling out the Lucha Bros in general and marking Warlow's passport. Related issue before we find out that there is a TNT championship match for Hobbs as Penta challenged the champ. Back at ringside, we get some hype for AEW All Access next week before Sky Blue heads to the ring for our next contest. Tony Storm arrives next with the other Outcast and immediately attacks Sky Blue as the match starts. Excuse me. Okay, so we get Tony Storm with Saraya and Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue. This match I might as well say this match right here. It was. I might as well say it was. How do I say? How do I say? Now this match right here. Tony Storm Tony Storm with Soraya and Sky with Soraya and Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue. Now this match, I might as well say this match was it was just solid match right here. Tony Stone Tony Stone goes hard on Sky Blue, who starts to fight back and even hits a nice drop kick on Tony Storm, who regroups on the outside, only to be taken to the floor by Sky Blue. Sky Blue takes Tony Storm back into the ring and climbs up the turnbuckle, only to get dropped down by a haymaker from Tony Storm, who follows a hip attack, sending her to the floor. Tony Storm distracts the referee while she outcasts attacks Sky Blue on the outside before Tony Storm comes out to get into things herself. Tony Storm with some hard chops on Sky Blue against the ring post, but Sky Blue ducks the third one and tries to fight in a possible situation as we go to picture in picture. We come back from picture in picture. Tony Storm turns things around and is now in control, sending Sky Blue back into the ring before dropping her with a boot to the chest, but only gets a near fall. Tony Storm goes for a full Nelson as Sky Blue tries to fight out of it, slowly building to a vertical base, only to get thrown to the canvas by Tony Storm. Tony Storm takes Sky Blue to the corner where she's laid in some boots, followed by a snap suplex twice over. Tony Storm throws Sky Blue down by the hair as we come back. Sky Blue finally gets a chance to fight back, giving Tony Storm some of her own medicine before hitting a diving crossbody and a head scissors takedown and a rising knee strike against the ropes. All this and Insecurity gets Sky Blue close, but only a near fall. This ends up being for for not for not as Tony mouth. Also with some punches on Sky Blue, who fought off a submission attempt only to get hit with a tornado DT. That gives Tony Storm yet another near fall. Sky Blue heads to the corner to regroup as Tony Storm looks for a hip attack, but only gets countered into a knee strike in a cold blue. But Ruby Soho distracts the referee, giving Tony Storm an opening, which gets shut down as Sky Blue reverses for a near fall on a roll up. Sky Blue Sky Blue ends up back in the corner, and this time Tony Storm hits a hip attack on a German suplex, followed by the Storm Zero for the pinfall and the win. The winner of the match, Tony Storm. This was a solid match. The Outcast slides into the ring to do their routine, but Riho and Willow rush to the ring to make the save. The Outcast tease confronting them before retreating up the ramp. All right, let's move on. After a rundown of Rampage and what's to come next week, we go backstage for a medical update on S2 Grayson, who gets attacked by BCC Blackpool Combat Club. Okay, we go to commercial break. We're back and ready for our dream match main event. El Hijo Del Vikingo makes his way to the ring, first followed by Kenny Omega with a special introduction focus on the AAA Mega title and his overall impressive record. And finally, this dream match is underway as Vikingo dives onto Kenny Omega not just once but twice. Okay, so we get a dream match: Kenny Omega versus AAA Mega Champion El Hijo Del Vikingo. This main event was fantastic. Um, Vikingo, Vikingo, yeah, Vikingo's staying on the attack, but Kenny Omega turns it around with some rights and left as the bell officially sounds off. Kenny Omega sends Vikingo to the corner, but hits nothing on a crossbody before Vikingo hits an impulsing Hurricanrana. Vikingo continues to hit some big moves on Kenny Omega, commuting combination culminating on a shooting star press on Kenny Omega at the outside. Kenny Omega gets sent back to the ring as Vikingo hits a 450 springboard, but only gets a near fall. Kenny Omega in the corner as he takes a kick to the face by Vikingo, and the two trade chops before Kenny Omega gets the advantage here with a couple of right hands. Kenny Omega catches Vikingo Vikingo with a tilt a world backbreaker for a near fall and hits another big move for another near fall. Vikingo uh Vikingo really showing his technic ten tenacity here despite the side advantage on Kenny Omega, who ends up sending the AAA champion to the barricade on the outside. Kenny Omega goes to the ring looking for a weapon, pulling out a table despite the referee's demands to let it go. Kenny Omega sets the table up as we go to picture in picture. We come back. We come back from picture in picture. Kenny Omega brings the Vikingo back in the ring and hits a fall forward slam for a near fall before locking in a nerve block of shorts that ends up with a rev count to stop the legal hold coming in. Kenny Omega stays on the attack with some boots to the body of Vikingo before getting a near fall, showing just how much fight the champ has in him before Kenny Omega tries to lay in more hard chops. Kenny Omega followed with a elbow to the back that draws Vikingo to the canvas, but Kenny Omega isn't finished as he brings him back up for some punches and some kicks as we return. Vikingo surprised Kenny Omega with another flurry of offense that ends up with both men on the apron, exchanging chops before Kenny Omega hits a pump kick. Kenny Omega follows up with a delayed monkey flip that sends Vikingo on his back to the apron before the champ falls to the floor. Kenny Omega has his eyes on the table as he continues the attack, bringing Vikingo back on the apron to go for a snapdragon suplex, but Vikingo reverses into an insecurity before climbing up top for a Dragorana to Kenny Omega onto the floor outside. Um, Vikingo, Vikingo gets a moment to recover before bringing Kenny Omega back into the ring, hitting a corner splash before setting up, setting Kenny Omega up on the top rope. Kenny Omega fights back, however, and the two are in a precautious spot before Kenny Omega has a powerbomb reverse into a hurricanrana that hits Kenny Omega hard onto the canvas. Kenny Omega doesn't have a chance to recover from the impact on his neck before Vikingo goes for a Phoenix springboard splash that gets him a close near fall. Vikingo looks for another springboard attack, but gets hit with a power bomb instead, and Kenny Omega hits a V trigger, but only gets a near fall. Kenny Omega hitting a full Nelson Snapdragon suplex on Vikingo gives him an opening to set up for another V trigger, pulling Vikingo back into the ring, looking for the one-winged angel. Vikingo managed to fight out of this, going to the corner before hitting a big swan dive reverse Rana that sends Kenny Omega rolling onto the table on the outside, giving Vikingo the opening to hit a 630 splash on Kenny Omega through the table. Both men are down on the outside, looking worse for whereas the ref starts the count. Kenny Omega struggles to his feet, and as does Vikingo, but both make it in the ring right at 9 before Vikingo goes for a cover, only to get a near fall. Both men are still struggling to move out. They exchange blows from a kneeling position, with them getting back to their feet before Kenny Omega hits a V trigger. He goes for another, but it gets reversed, giving Vikingo a chance to hit a sunset bomb for another close near fall. Vikingo goes for a 630 splash, but it missed, giving Kenny Omega the opening to fight back before hitting a one-winged angel for the pin and the win. The winner of the match, Kenny Omega. This main event was fantastic. Kenny Omega makes it back to his feet for a chance to celebrate as Tony Schiavone comes to the ring to interview him, but he's interrupted by the Blackpool Combat Club running in to beat him down. They continue, said, beat down to the sound of an ambulance from a parking lot interrupts them, revealing on the screen that Hangman Page has returned. Blackpool Combat Club continues to beat up Kenny Omega for more damage, but suddenly Hangman music hits as he rushes to the ring with 2 times 4 in hand as Blackpool Combat Club regroups on the outside, retreating up the ramp as we're left with Page, Don Callis, and Kenny Omega in the ring. Don Callis tries to argue with Page before falling to his back, just in time for Kenny Omega to see that Don Callis is down. It looks it looks as though Don Callis is claiming Page hit him, leading to an argument between Page and Kenny Omega before the latter leaves the ring with Don Callis is the show as the show comes to a close. Um, so AEW Dynamite goes off the air. All right, I must say, now AEW Dynamite was a good show. That's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below on what your thoughts on AEW Dynamite tonight, because it was a good show. But anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube, because I'm on a roll to 4K subscribers on YouTube. Follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and my Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And tomorrow I will be streaming. I will be going live on Twitch for some WWE 2K23, and that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, this your boy bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings. Too sweet. I'm out of here, gang.